uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom!
Well, hello there, humans of his earthlings, if you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the Groza, the 7.62 beast from the east, the airdrop only big dog. It's a monster weapon and it deserves a video. So let's get right to it. I'm going to talk to you about what's good about it, what's bad about it. There's not much. Why you should be using it more and how you should use it. Then I'm going to show you some gameplay where it completely rebalances some humans on the Asia server. Anyway, let's rip and tear on in. You might know of many 7.62 ARs. They are limited to, but not excluding, the AKM, the Beryl M762, the Groza. And then you've got other guns like the DP-28, which is imitating a 7.62 AR, and the Mark 14, which is just a joke of a gun all around. And basically, 7.62's calling card is damage. The round does a lot more damage than a 5.56 round, which are the ARs that we have access to in game, 5.56 and 7.62. The 47.9 base damage into a chest area that the Groza is capable of committing is well in excess of the 40.9, which the much more, well, the player base seems to prefer much more the M416. And I am going to go a little bit into the meta of this gun and the meta of the game at the moment that is tremendously helpful if you want to run the Groza, and why you really should be exploiting all the Muppets out there that don't. The difference being with the Groza that it fires a whole hell of a lot faster than an M416. At least it does at Smooth Extreme. And this is the secret that I'm going to let you in on. If you want to really get the most out of the Groza, try and run Smooth Extreme, not Smooth 90 frames per second. Even if your phone or device can run Smooth 90 frames per second, the Groza on Smooth 90 frames per second fires at 0.085 seconds per round. That's exactly the same as the M416, right? The Groza at Smooth/Extreme fires at 0.079 seconds per round. That means that you are literally firing this faster when you're at Smooth Extreme than you are at Smooth 90 frames per second. And most of the player base can only do Smooth Extreme. So there really is a good silver lining here that most of the player base are firing this weapon as fast as it can possibly be fired. How do I know this? Because I tested it. I've done a huge video on it. Go and check it out. If you haven't watched every single video I've ever done, then what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Just joking. That means that you get a time to kill of 0.237, which is absolutely sensational. The time to kill of an M416 is 0.384, sorry, at Smooth/Extreme, and 0.34. And that brings me to the meta. The meta in game right now is M416, 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 M416. I'm going to run an M416 and I'm going to spray everyone to bits. I go pretty contrary to that meta. My most run AR is the M762. My most run crate drop AR is the Groza. And the gun that I love to run the most at the moment, when I can get my hands on it, is the M249. The Mark 14 is the best gun in game. And if you can run that and you don't, then there is something wrong with you. But the Groza itself has a lot more going for it in terms of durability and CQC. The Mark 14 can clear targets, but it's only got 20 in the clip, and it fires so incredibly fast that often you'll find yourself finishing a clip with a Mark 14 and having to reload. Well, the Groza doesn't have that issue. It's got the same packing power as an M416, as a AKM. And when you just can't get people to move, like this guy has been in that house for like 5 minutes, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's just have an M416 versus Groza battle and see what happens. Even though I'm pushing and you're peeking and all that kind of thing, you know, I'm still going to wreck you. So that meta that people are always running M416s means that if you have a 7.62 AR that is very, very good, like a Beryl or a Groza, then you can literally just overpower them in close quarters combat. Groza will also clear a big-ass vehicle in one clip. And you'll see that again in the gameplay that I'm going to feature at the end of this. Although it's not a long gameplay, I cut it up, so it's all right. Don't get stressed. We're not going to go for 15 minutes or something crazy like that. The Groza is the airdrop weapon that I find left in crates the most after the Mark 14. I find the Mark 14 and the Groza, it's just funny. People can't deal with 7.62 weapons. They seem to be so fixated on the M416, and that's good, because it means that I get to use them when other people don't, and it absolutely rinses people using M416. It's like there's no comparison, the Groza is just streets ahead as a close quarters weapon. Unlike the barrel M762, the Groza is not fantastic for spraying. The barrel is excellent for spraying, maybe because you can mount a compensator and a foregrip on it. It makes life a little bit easier to spray with. The Groza, it's not the case at all. Why do I keep saying Groza and not Groza? That's because that's as close as my stupid Australian head can get to the proper pronunciation of La Groza. Or, I mean, I'm not going to go through it again. Every time I do a video on this gun, I get some grub telling me I'm still not doing it right. And that's fine. That's fine. I don't care. That's fine. This is the weapon that gets left. Like Mark 14s, Grozas, M249s, Augs. I mean, people just don't love them the way they should. And it's all because they overvalue the M416. And that means that you get to take advantage of that meta. You get to push people who are running M416s, secure in the knowledge that if you can just get them in a straight up trade, you'll poop all over them. One of the reasons the AKM is so good is because it's able to, and this is the gameplay, by the way, this is a real game, is it's got such a heavy hitting round that, you know, it's 47.9 base damage. Watch this again. Just blow the car up. A clip from this will blow a car up, and it fires so fast, it is ridiculous. Like, its damage into a level 1 helmet is just off the charts. 77 damage into a level 1 helmet. You're doing 66 damage into a level 2 helmet. So it's 2/3 of their health, or half their health, 49.5, if they're wearing a level 3 helmet. And that's with an AR. This isn't great for spraying, but it's not horrible. Like, you can see I'm using a 3X on it. I'm very comfortable using a 3X. I gotta go test this. I've tested it before. The suppressor does nothing as far as I'm concerned. but still, you know, that's the only thing you can mount on this weapon is a suppressor. And you should mount it because it sounds awesome. It's a hydraulic feeling to it. This bloke is trying to rotate in. This is a terrible thing. He started shooting at me there. Don't do this, boys and girls. That guy has shot at me, and he has now alerted me to the fact that he's trying to rotate into a circle that is miles away, and I've got an orb. And so I'm going to just make sure that I hit him once. I'm checking out what's ahead. No, cool. So he's got to move. Here he is. Boom, hit him once. I fire one off into the thing, and I'm like, you're dead. You are absolutely dead, because that circle's coming, and you won't be getting out of there. Anyway, little sidetrack there. Where were we? Yeah, shell velocity isn't fantastic either, but you wouldn't expect it to be fantastic. It's not built for long-range spraying. It is the same as the M762 barrel, 714 meters a second, which, while it isn't brilliant, is a freaking streaks ahead of like the SMGs, like 365 meters a second of the UMP45. Those kind of numbers are terrible. What the Groza does is you're moving into a late circle like this, you couldn't be happier. It's an absolute muscle-bound beast. This is the weapon you want in your hands at this point in time. Now, I think the recoil on this gun is not great, but it's probably better for me than the M249. The M249 is a joke right now. It is seriously a joke. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but it's an absolute hilarious joke. It's got faster at 90 frames per second. It's the only crate weapon that got faster when switched up to 90 frames per second. It's amazing. Well, the only crate weapon of any value that got faster. The Aug's fine, I guess, but it's like an slightly improved M416, and it got faster, but so did the M416. And this final circle, I mean, I've got an AWM and a Groza, and there's two guys up there on the rocks. They're pretty focused on each other. That's good. You can still hit backpacks. Backpacks are part of the hitbox. And if you don't want to get up and stand and fight with me, then have a pineapple. That's great. So make sure you do pick this weapon up, because it is legitimately a fantastic gun to run. It is aesthetically brilliant, and audio-wise, the sound of it is gorgeous. The sound this Groza makes when you actually fire it, it's hydraulic, it's so mechanical, it's piston-like, it's Grrr, it's the best sounding AR in the game, I reckon. And that's a big call, considering how much I love the Beryl M762. It's the best 762 AR in the game because it does one thing, but it does it stupidly well. And that is wreck people. Never get into a peak fight with a 5.56 AR versus a Groza. You are kidding yourself if you think you're coming out of that one a winner. Love your work, boys and girls. Thank you so much for watching the video. Look after yourselves. Remember to like and subscribe. Subscribe would be good. Subscribe, I should probably say that at the start, but, you know, I always forget to until I get to the end. Hope you're having a good time. And until next time, yeah, stay safe on the battlefield. And be nice to your mum. Yeah, be nice to her. She's a good person.